Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to another video. So in this video, we'll try and take different approach as I am presently standing at the main Regent highway, and this is exactly where we'll start today's video, as the focus for today's video will be to actually intersections of this particular area, and that particular area is where the mudslide occurred about 6 years ago, and that particular community is the Motormeh community. But as always, I'll just pan the camera around so you guys will see exactly where I am. So over there is the further sections of the Regent community, and this is exactly where I am. So I've already told you guys, this is the main highway at Regent, and that is the Regent Palace Hotel right there. So this particular way leads to Lumley, Wilberforce, and other parts of the western area. But this is the route that we are going to use, and hopefully try and explore that particular side or area of the Regent community. So I hope you guys come along with me as we continue to make progress, and as always, thank you again for coming along, and don't forget to subscribe, share to as many of your contacts as possible, and help grow the channel. So for those of you guys that may not know, this Motormeh community about 6 years ago was exactly where the mudslide disaster occurred, where a large amount of houses were covered by a huge rubble or dirt that caused a lot of lives to be lost in the country. And it was during heavy rains during the rainy season in August the 14th in the year 2017. So that's just to let you guys know the area exactly where we are. But again, I'll just stand here just to let you guys know and take you guys back. So there is exactly where we came from. So this is the entrance, and this drive is called Abicowad drive, and this is the way that we are going to use to the community, which is the Motormeh community. And just like I told you guys in describing it, it is the inner part or the intersection of the Regent or the hill station side of this particular area. And of course, if I can stand here, you'll definitely see right there is the ground zero, or where exactly the dirt caved from and started rolling down, causing a lot of lives and properties to be lost on that fateful day. So the focus for today's video will be to explore this particular community and try to see what are the changes that have occurred since that particular incident, and of course try to know exactly what have the community done in order for this particular type of incident not to occur again. So again, taking you guys back just to let you guys know that there is exactly where we came from. So this is the Abicowad drive, and here is exactly where we are as we continue to make progress. So again, we are at the Regent community, which is located in the western rural part of the country. Right there is exactly where we are. So, and just to let you guys know that this is the more paved side as we go along, as I'm planning to go as further down as possible, just to show you guys or give you guys an idea of exactly how this particular area has changed over the years. Because I think since we started the video, we'll definitely see that this is a very quiet and a more residential area, as you definitely tell, because since we started, most of these houses that we have witnessed or seen are gated, just like in other more affluent areas or sections of the country. But again, I'll just pause here just to try and zoom in and show you guys. So that is ground zero. If I can show you guys that right there at the hill was exactly, as you guys will still see where exactly the dirt came from and rolled down. But again, I'll just take you guys back just to let you guys know exactly where we started the video. So there is exactly where we started the vlog, and this is exactly where we are, just to let you guys know. And of course, panning the camera around so you guys will see exactly where we are. So this particular side is called Babaduri Regent, and it goes all the way to that particular side right there. And of course, you guys will definitely see those very nice lush hilly greenery sides of that particular hill right there before we continue with the video. And of course, bear with me. So just like I was explaining to you guys, we still have a lot to see, so bear with me as I take you guys for an in-depth tour or in-depth look at this particular site or area of this particular community, which is the Motormeh community, and hopefully try and push the video as further and further as we can, so you guys will definitely have an idea of exactly how things have changed over the years in this particular community. Good morning. Fine. So this is it, and overall you definitely tell that this is another affluent side of the country, as this particular side is more quiet, gated, and it gives a more residential vibe, just like other parts of the country, such as, I always try to make a comparison with that of the Spolup community. So there you have it. So just like our other videos, we'll definitely focus on this particular main highway as much as we can, and maybe we'll be able to see as much. But again, we'll just stand here just to take you guys back so you guys will know exactly where we are. So there is exactly where we came from at the entrance of Abicowad Drive, and just to let you guys know, we are at Regent, and of course standing here also we'll definitely see that cutoff where the dirt came from and caused that particular havoc. And of course panning the camera around so you guys will see exactly where we are, which is at the Motormeh community. And there is some sort of a lodge or guest house right there. It's called Tombodu Lodge. That is exactly where it is as we continue with the video. So Salia Corner Drive, it goes all the way to that particular side right there, and of course that new construction project right there. So I think since I started the video, I am definitely impressed by how structured this particular side of the Motormeh community is, as we have not yet seen the other sides or the more further down section of this particular area, because you guys will definitely tell that it is well structured and the streets are wide, as you guys are seeing it. And unlike other areas, this pavement is concrete and not tar, as the case may be in other areas. But again, to show you how wide this particular side of this particular community is, let me just take you guys back so you guys will see exactly where we are. And again, there is ground zero where the incident occurred and caused that havoc. And of course, if possible, we'll be able to go all the way to that particular side, but if not, I hope you guys have seen exactly, or we are very close to it. As standing here, we'll see it very clearly and very, very vividly. And of course there is Prince Ali Drive. It goes all the way down to that particular side, and of course there is where we came from. We've passed Tombodu Lodge, and of course this is exactly where we are. And of course this new construction project that I showed you guys, that is still ongoing, but I'll pan the camera around again so as to try and continue with the video. And obviously I am definitely impressed, and of course the full stand here, if possible, we'll try as much as we can in trying to see those other parts or those other areas right there as we continue with the video. So you guys will definitely get the vibe that this is a super residential area. As apart from the bikes, just like other areas, it is very quiet, very quiet. And just like you guys that will be fortunate to watch this particular video, this is my very first time of coming to this particular side or particular section of the Regent community right here, just to let you guys know. And I think coming or taking a walk through this particular road, you definitely see that this is another side of the country that you definitely not know exists unless you have the time, or unless you're fortunate to explore such areas, as you would definitely see a lot, as there is a very large drainage system on this particular side right there. So that is just to show you, and of course taking you guys back again just to show you guys exactly very clearly the ground zero right there was exactly where the incident occurred some 6 years ago right there. And of course taking you guys back and showing you guys that there is exactly where we came from, and of course this is exactly where we are. And of course those hilly parts or those hilly sections. So I definitely know that most of the inhabitants or individuals that have places in this particular part, I think there are some of you guys that live in the diaspora, and I hope since that particular incident has occurred, I think most of the inhabitants or the residents of this community will definitely try as much as they can in structuring exactly or structuring properly their buildings. By that I mean by making sure that if their land or their particular construction project are located in waterways, they will try as much as they can in trying to dig or trying to carve out a proper drainage system that will try and give way to these natural water sources that were once around this particular part. As you definitely tell that some, if I can say, roughly 20 years ago, all these areas were very bushy, as you guys definitely tell by some of these new construction projects that are located right here. But I definitely hope this is Buye Drive. It goes all the way down there. I definitely know that since most of you guys that are in the diaspora, you guys have seen the other side of the world, the more developed and advanced, or the more developed and various structured environments around the world. So I hope coming back to these particular areas, you guys will use those experiences in order to build or try to structure some of these areas properly, because most of some of these areas that we usually do go to and do videos of, some of you guys will usually comment that they are not properly planned. So I think this particular side or this particular area of this community will definitely tell that it is somehow very much planned. I don't know for other sections, but this particular side or this particular part is. And of course, standing here just to take you guys back and show you guys exactly, so that is exactly where we came from. And of course, we're using this particular main highway, and of course taking you and panning the camera around so you guys will be able to see exactly, and of course trying to zoom in on those hilly sides, on those hilly areas right there as we continue with the video. So bear with me as we'll still have a lot to see or a lot to discover on this vlog. And as always, thank you guys for coming along with me, and of course subscribe, like, share it with many of your contacts. So this is Leslie A. Chung Drive. It goes all the way inside that particular side as we continue to make progress. So I think we are coming very close to some sort of a trade-off, as we'll leave one part and explore the other side, because I definitely know that the more unpaved side will be a very worthy location, or a very worthy part to view. But again, standing here, I just try to give you a glimpse of those hilly areas right there, and of course taking you guys back so you guys will know exactly where we are, and of course those areas right there. So that is exactly where we came from, so you guys will definitely know. And we are still at the Motormeh community at Regent, and of course this is exactly where we are as we continue. So just like I was telling you guys, this place is really structured. This part, I don't know for the more down or the more unpaved side or section of this particular highway, but we'll try and see, as we'll try to push the video as further and further as we can, and hopefully hope you guys are in for it too. So as for those that do not have private vehicles, of course you guys already saw the various bikes that are located at this particular site. So this is Abicowad Drive. It goes all the way, so this is the route that we are going to use all the way to that particular side. Yes sir. Welcome back. So again, I had to pause the video as I was talking to one of the stakeholders of the Motormeh community, and he was explaining to me, or he was trying to ask me the purpose of the video. So I had to tell him that one was to try and see how far the community has moved on since that particular incident, and also try to see what are the changes that have occurred over the years since that particular incident had occurred. So this is the other side, or the more remote side or section of this particular community, and of course you guys will definitely see there the ground zero side or part of this community, which is the Motormeh community. And of course, if we can pan the camera around just to give you guys a 360 so you guys will know exactly where we came from. So there is exactly where we came from. We came from Abicowad Drive, and this is Hassan Samu Drive, and of course this is the route that we are going to use. And a warning, just to let you guys know that we are currently approaching the more, if I can say, the more unpaved side or unpaved section of this particular highway, or of this particular community, sorry, as we try and push further and further just to go as in depth as we can in the exploration of this particular area or community, and hopefully for YouTube. So still here as we continue with the exploration. So just like I told you guys, it will not stop the amount of new construction project right here. But again, I'll stand here and just try and zoom in as much as we can of those other sections right there, so you guys will definitely see how it is, and check out those greenery or those very bushy parts right there. And of course the crime scene right there, if I can say that. And of course those downsides, or those deeper parts or deeper section of the Motormeh community, and of course where we came from, those other sections right there, as we make progress. So here is exactly where we are, and of course this is the Hassan Samoa drive as we continue to make progress right at the Motormeh community. So in describing how the Motormeh community is, if we can have an aerial shot of the entire community, you will definitely see that it is somehow shaped like a big circle with a hole in the middle. That is exactly how this particular community at Regent is like. But as we go along, we'll try and explore just to show you guys exactly how it is. So again, just a recap, we are at the Regent community and at a section called Motormeh, which was exactly where that mudslide disaster occurred 6 years ago on the 14th of August 2017, that resulted in a huge loss of life and property. But I think you guys will definitely tell, or you guys can assess for yourselves over the years what has changed, and of course you guys will definitely notice what are some of the new developments that have occurred since that particular time, because I definitely know that some of you guys are inhabitants of this particular community. Because for me, I'll definitely tell you guys that this is my first time of coming to this particular area or community. But again, as always, we'll stand here just to try and pan the camera around, just to show you guys as much as just to see as much as we can, and of course show you guys exactly where we came from. So we came from that particular side, and there is a little or a small bridge right there that we just crossed, that linked both this section and of course that other side of this particular area. And as we continue, just to pan the camera around so you guys will definitely see exactly how it is at this particular side or this particular section before we continue. So bear with me as we go along. So I initially told you guys that I was speaking to one of the elders or stakeholders of the community, and of course he was interviewing me to length in trying to know exactly what was the purpose of my video. So I explained to him, and he even directed me to he even directed me to some of the spots that I should check out. And of course there is a new construction project going on right there, because I definitely know that you guys will have definitely noticed that since we started the video we have came across a lot of projects, and this one is also another example right here, this one. So we will not be able to right there, we will not be able to highlight most of them as we go along, as the focus for this particular video is just to let you guys have an idea of exactly how this particular area has become over the years. It is no doubt some parts are still remote, not in terms of facilities, because I definitely know that this particular community, they are not struggling for water, because these particular areas used to be very, very large, very, very large vegetative areas, and there are still huge water sources that are located all around this particular site or area. But again, I'll just try and take you guys down that particular side, so we will definitely try as much as we can in trying to capture all those areas that we came from right there, as we would definitely not be able to go to those areas. So I don't know if you guys are seeing, I think there is some sort of a rock formation right there that I definitely know that during the rainy season it is some sort of a huge waterway, as you will definitely tell, or you will definitely see it, because I think it's made some form of a path all the way to exactly where the hill is cut off right there. But again, we'll take you guys back and those other areas right there as we continue with the video. And of course, this project right here, they are roofing it. It's a very, very large house. As we continue with the video, so bear with me as we still have a lot to see and a lot to discover. So just like I initially stated, we will definitely know that most of the houses that are being built at this particular areas, the first thing that some of the inhabitants or residents usually try to do is try to fence off their particular compound, so as to have more privacy. But as we continue with the video, we'll try and show as I'll try and show you guys. And of course, that one right there, new construction project. So just like I was telling or explaining to you guys, I think most of these areas, I'll say it again, that we usually explore, most of you guys will definitely or always point out that what the most important thing, or one of the most important things that are usually lacking in such communities, is the proper planning of these communities or these areas. But since most of these new construction projects are owned by some of you guys that are living in the diaspora, I think you guys will definitely try and make some of those changes by trying to structure some of your properties very, very well, as just like I initially tried to explain to you guys, that some of you guys have been to places that are way, way more advanced and architecturally structured than some of these areas or some of these parts of the country. So you guys will definitely try and bring some of your expertise in the construction of some of the properties that you guys usually have in the country. So, and of course, this is also another mountainous area, but again I will take you guys back just so as to show you guys exactly where we came from. And of course this is a new construction right there, so that is exactly where we came from. Excuse me. This is the Motormeh community. That is exactly where we are. We are still here as we continue. So coming to the point of transportation, I definitely know that the only means of transport, besides the only means for transportation apart from those that have the private vehicles, are bikes or motorbikes that, as we started the vlog, we saw some of them that are parked at the entrance or the main junction of Abicowad Drive where we started the vlog. So that is exactly where some of the inhabitants of this particular community, that is exactly where they usually take these bikes from. And some of these bikes usually come all the way to this particular site or particular areas of the Motormeh community. But again, we are here as we continue with the video. Good morning. So again, we'll stand here just to give you guys a glimpse or a view of this entire area as we continue with the video. So we are back. So standing here, I just want to give you guys a pan of this entire area, so you guys will definitely see some of those houses that are at the extreme end. I think standing here we can see some of the buildings that are located at Spur Loop, at Hillcourt, at Wilberforce, and other areas within the western rural area right here, standing right here. And if I can zoom in further, we'll definitely see Aberdeen right over there, and of course those surrounding areas. And of course, taking the camera down, so we continue with the video and hopefully try to push it or stretch the vlog as further as we can. So as always, I will try and make it into a single video, but if not, just like the Yams Farm video, we'll try and extend it as further and further as we can, so you guys will definitely know how exactly this particular area has evolved or changed over the years. Good morning. How this particular area has evolved or changed over the years. So, and of course this is the same way that we use, except we have to do a deviation towards our left, towards Hassan Samu drive, and I think that drive continues all the way to this particular side or area. So this is exactly where we are as we continue with the video, as we have a lot to see. So I definitely know that this video will be divided into two, or I'll make it into a two-part or possibly a three-part series, but we'll just try to push the video as further as we can. And of course, standing here just to let you guys have a feel of what is actually down in those particular sides or areas right there before we continue. So I think the phone coming back to it, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but no worries, as I'll try and get another one, or if any of you guys are generous, you guys will help me solve that particular issue, but we'll solve it soon. very soon. We'll solve it very soon. So this is the other side or the other section, as we still have a lot of distance to cover, but this is the main route that we are going to use right up to that particular point if possible, and go beyond that particular side. So bear with me, just like I always tell you guys, as we still have a lot to see on this particular exploration, because I definitely know that once I'm done with this particular area, I think I'll be able to cover most of the inner part of the Hillcut community, the Wilberforce community, and of course the Spur Road or the Spur Loop community, because standing at some sections of the Motormeh community will definitely see other areas or other sections of the western area, but we continue. So this is also a new construction project right there as we continue. And standing here, let us just take a look at some of those particular hilly parts or hilly sides. So there is exactly where we came from, and some of those buildings that are at the further end of those particular sides. Welcome back, as we will definitely not be able to go all the way to those particular sides or particular section as we continue with the video. So bear with me, and this is the second part of the video, and hopefully we'll try to push it as further and further as we can. So coming to these particular sections, we'll definitely see that this is the more remote side, if I can say, of the Motormeh community, because since we branched into the Hassan Samoa drive, I think we've seen the amount of bike traffic dwindle up to this particular side, but we'll try and push the video as further and further as we can. So recap, we are still at the Motormeh community and standing here again just to give you guys a picture of those areas right down there that we will not be able to explore. So you guys will definitely see some of the bakings that definitely tell you that those lands right there belongs to individuals as we continue. So taking you guys back, this is exactly where we are, and of course these other areas right there as we continue with the video. So this is exactly where we will continue, and as always, don't forget to subscribe, share to as many of your contact as possible, and help grow the channel. And to you guys that are sponsoring the channel, thank you. And also shout out to you, sir, Mr. Ali, thank you. And of course to all of you wonderful people that have supported the channel since we started, and all of you guys that have subscribed and supported the channel one way or another, thank you, as without you guys these videos will not be possible. So this is exactly the route that we are going to take, and just like I initially told you guys, bear with me as we still have a lot to see, as our focus is to find these back roads, try to explore these back roads as much as we can. So we'll just stand at this shade, of course, again, and then I'll try to take you guys back as much as I can. So standing here, you'll definitely see a view that is second to none. So just feel the quietness. This is a very, very quiet neighborhood or area, as of course I'll definitely tell you guys that this is a still developing neighborhood. So just imagine when all these construction projects and these still empty lands that are vacant, when they will be completed, that will definitely make this area very, very unique. But again, the back roads. So today's video, we will definitely try to push it as further and further as we can. So I think I've missed the way. So the way is actually right there. We go down and walk towards those pipes right there. So we're tracing back just to push this video as further and further as we can. And this is the second part, or the part 2, just so you guys know, as we continue. These areas we want very, very rocky and rich in natural vegetation, as there are still signs that it was. Just look at these huge rock formations right there, and of course all over these particular sides. And of course you guys will definitely see that particular baking right there, indicating that it is someone's land. So imagine when all these rocks will be removed just for a foundation to be built. It is definitely, and taking you guys and giving you guys a snapshot, talking about rocks. There you have it. As we continue, so I definitely know that this particular vlog, because where we started the video, it was at the Abicowad drive, the junction, which was very, very close to the Guma Valley Water Company, their compound, and there is exactly where we started the video. So I definitely know that we'll end the video somewhere, maybe around Hill Station or Hillcourt Road, somewhere around there. But if we're not able to do that, maybe we'll find another time when we'll continue with the exploration. So again, thank you guys for coming along with me. So we are still at the Motormeh community, so you guys definitely have a glimpse of exactly how it is. So again, I will take you guys back. So there is exactly where we came from, through those windy roads right there. And of course I've already showed you guys those rock formations right up there, and of course those other houses that are atop those hilly side, and of course going down and showing you guys exactly those other areas. But my shot has been blocked by these trees, but we continue as much and make progress as far as we can, and push the video as further as we can, further as we can as we continue. So check it out. I think if you guys have seen this, this is actually sand that these guys are taking, but it is some of these sands, this particular type is usually taken from very, very swampy areas, unlike the white color, which is usually being sourced at our local beaches. Hello. which is being sourced at our local beaches. But so of course check the difference between that one and of course that black one right there. So you will definitely see the difference. So this one is actually sourced in our local beaches, whereas that black one is usually sourced, I think, very close to swampy areas, if I'm not mistaken. So just to let you guys know the difference between the two as we continue. So still at Motormeh community. So this is the further end or the further section of the community, or if I can say the more quiet or remote side. But I will not say remote because there is electricity, water around these particular areas. The only thing that is missing is public transport, which I think most of the inhabitants here that usually don't have private vehicles usually take bikes. And of course, standing here again, just showing you guys those other sections right there before we continue the video. And of course, taking you guys back, there is exactly where we came from, still at the Motormeh community, and pushing the camera up those hilly areas right there as we continue. And of course, those new construction right there, but we'll not be able to see them as we continue with the video. So I think there is a school right around here, but we'll definitely see it when we get there. So check that new construction or building right there. Very cool. As we continue, and of course this other one right here. So we continue to push the video further and further and further as we try off and find our way to the main road again. As if you guys have noticed, we are going in some sort of a circle or a C, although the circle is not complete, so it is some sort of a C since we started the vlog at Abicowad Drive. Although the road is not straight, it is crooked. So that is just to let you guys know, as we are still at the Motormeh community, pushing the video as further and further as we can. So thank you guys, and bear with me as we continue with the video. So overall, I definitely know that the Motormeh community, if properly structured, by that I mean if proper drainage systems are put in place that will take care of the various waterways that usually are located around various parts of this community during the rainy season. I think this particular area has a lot to offer in terms of its residential purposes and also its natural area and vegetation, as you guys already saw those hilly parts, the natural forest and greenery that is located at those particular areas. So again, this is a very quiet and a super residential area, but the only downside, if I can say, is the lack of proper drainage systems that are not properly located at this particular road or way. So I know that there is a way so I think this is our next route, as we are trying to find a location that will directly lead us to the main road. So you guys will definitely know that the Motormeh community, and in comparison, just like that of the Kaningu community, there are various entry points or entryways that lead to this particular community. So that is just to let you guys know, as this particular path will lead us to that particular side of this particular community. So welcome back. So this is exactly where we are, still at the Motormeh community. So this is the route that we used. We came all the way from that particular side, and this is the route that will definitely take us to the main road. Just to let you guys know, so you guys definitely see those bikes that are frequenting this particular side or area. So this is the final part. Just want to show you guys the entry point, or the other side or entry point, that leads to the Motormeh community. So this drive that goes all the way there is Din Drive, and of course this drive where we're done walking from is Dr. Samba Drive. So this is exactly where we'll end the vlog, and hopefully try again and find some other time and do an exploration of this particular community, which is the Motormeh community. So I'll just give you guys a view of those other parts right there. And of course this particular way. So that is the video, and until again, I'll catch you guys at the next one. Peace.